All right, we're live. We're going.
Here we're going. I guess all I have to do now is put like a little bit of music in the background for people to just join a little, so people can just like join. Here you go. PlayStation 1 ambient background music. Let's go. That was quick. Thank you, YouTube. Okay, so our levels are pretty good. Let's see if I can.
Okay. Let's see. Make sure my headset's up completely. Yes, we're good. Here.
Volume.
Testing, testing, testing. Can you hear me?
That can be pretty fun.
All right, good.
All right, so how have you been?
Been doing pretty good. Just staying on the grind, but also just catching up on life a bit.
It's what you do. It's what you do. I've been
Yeah.
in an ad spree lately.
Oh yeah. Like,
Yeah,
what do you mean? Like, just putting ads out?
yeah. Mostly, I've just been trying things out just to see like what works. Um, I've been using Purgatory Academy as like a crash out to
Yeah.
see like
That's a
if I, yeah, to see if I can get a single sale like digitally. I think I told you about this before in the chat and like the DMs. Uh, but after a
yeah.
week of doing that, things didn't go so well. So I was like yesterday I was in my church service and I was like
Mm.
that's usually what I do at church. I just reflect and think about what works and what doesn't work. And
Lets you brainstorm a bit.
yeah, it's like where my brainstorming happens. Like some of my
Yeah.
yeah, brainstorming happens. And I will when I do stuff like this, I feel like I'm like the most bipolar because I at first my thoughts starts off as like this is a complete failure. It's like this sucks. It's never gonna work. But
Yeah.
after venting, I'm like, oh wait, I can
Yeah.
just try to do this. Try to do this as
Yeah.
something different. And what's different is going back to my roots and
Mhm.
like promoting the blog. Yeah, promoting the blog, and not just promoting the blog. Set up like donations on like every blog page. And I wanted to
Mm.
do that at first, but I didn't
Yeah.
know how I would set up like the donations at all. But then but after years of figuring out like what was the most effective way to do it, I
Yeah.
figured out the best way to do it is like just set up like uh, 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 product pages of like product pages of each series, saying, "Hey, if you like this, then donate here," and get an archive of get an archive of the comic, um, which is like basically what you see in the online, but you can download the
Mm.
PDF. So, and when they do that, that tells me like what series they like or they want to see more of. And not only that, that'll
Okay.
also like that's I'm putting money aside for
Mm.
to perpetuate advertising
I see.
because
So you're kind of like building everything up, and then when it comes down to the advertising, like you'll already have everything set up and ready to go. I mean, I'm
yeah,
kind of doing the same thing because I feel once you have a lot more product and like marketing, you don't. The thing is, like, I don't want to be in the sense of like when I'm working on a product and trying to market at the same time. To me, like I'd rather have the product done and built up, and then I can just take days just focusing on nothing but advertising, and I don't have to draw, like because when I draw and then have to jump into that, like it just throws me off. It on some real stuff. That's just how my brain works.
oh yeah, I get that. For me, it's like I like my mental state was mostly if I can't get the advertising off, then I
Yeah.
can't financially. It doesn't financially make sense to keep working on the comics, even though it's like what I want to do. I have to focus
Yeah.
on like what actually works. And
So
yeah,
it's like one of those things. So like if you didn't have the finances and stuff, like right now, like even for volume two, like now I have commissions open. Like I had to throw open commissions because of the situation that I'm in at the moment, and I really don't like to talk about it too much. But it's like one of those things where yeah, now I'm doing commissions to help pay for these volumes,
hmm
because I know I should have done it sooner, but it's just one of the venues I have to take because of my own personal situation. And and like I said, in order to fund volume two and three and so forth, and and the thing is, it's like one of those things too. Like even if this makes money or not, it's like one of those things. It's like do you have like one of those projects that you just need to get off your chest? Like it's one of those things, like but I know it's
yeah.
like a foolish game to kind of go into something if it's not, I guess, not making you a profit or something, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel it kind of goes beyond that.
I think
But go
my
ahead. Sorry.
I think my mind works in a very weird way of that there's no such thing as a not profitable project. It's people usually go to publishers so the publishers can think about how to market it, and
Hmm.
what publishers usually say when they don't have an idea that's TikTokable, you know what I mean? That doesn't have a an instant hook that will grab people to buy it. They
Yeah.
say it's unmarketable. It's impossible to market, which is not true. Because I keep looking at what is popular, and like what's
Yeah.
popular within the indie manga space is
Yeah.
what Dog Nigga and the Monsters We Make, the Corey Kenshin comic,
Mm.
and stuff that's and and the way that they sell their product is usually off of the brand name alone, and with the
Hmm.
sense of Dog Nigga, which I'm speculating here, it is completely community driven, of people just wanting
Oh yeah.
to. It was more community driven, while in Monsters We Make, it's more like person driven, like a personality driven.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, he was pretty well known, and but yeah, I see your take. I see what you mean. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, I can
So
agree with that.
when it comes to like complete nobodies, like we are, like in the grand scheme
Mm.
of themes of like the whole comic or manga or whatever like industry that we find ourselves in, if we can find
Yeah.
a way to like carve out like our not carve out our niche of like who we are,
Yeah.
it will be a lot easier to like make money off of it and be able to fund future projects. So my thing about it is like there's no such thing as an unmarketable thing. There
Yeah.
so the what will like help us pass that hurdle is finding avenues to get
So we'll kind of push that.
yeah to push it and get like our stories in people's faces, because
Hmm.
there's a lot of there's a lot of content out there. Like the downside is like there's a lot of content out there, but the upside is there's a lot of content out there. The upside is it's a race to get to the person first, and that's either
Hmm.
through the algorithm of like posting content for free, or going on like Facebook or Google Ads and paying like $5 for advertising. And
Yeah.
I'm
It's people are also. I mean, if you can get a hold of people are almost like free advertising. I mean, if people like kind of gravitate to what you're doing or whatever, they end up almost like kind of help you advertise your work as well and kind of help push it to the masses.
oh dude,
So you're not, you know,
that also
it's kind of hard.
yeah,
Go ahead.
that kind of reminded me of I was I saw this one YouTube video talking about YouTube comic creators, and at the end of the video, he was like, "Oh, are there any YouTuber comics that I should check out?" And then I was looking at the comments and I saw like people recommending your comic, and I was like, "Oh, does anybody
Really?
recommend me?" Yeah, I saw people recommend your comic.
Really?
Now, yeah, and I was like, "Oh, wow, that's good. That's cool." Did anybody recommend me? No, nobody recommended. I was like, "Oh, damn, I'm
Well, I would
nobody.
recommend.
I'm a nobody."
No,
I know
you're
you
you're
would.
somebody, man.
You're. Well, I'm a
Oh,
nobody now. Now that's like the thing, but the thing about
okay, I'm a nobody. No, 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 no.
yeah,
Let's take no. Let's
yeah,
reword these things.
now.
Actually, no. Put the energy into this fact.
That's not. That's not. That's
No,
not. I'm not.
we are
We
somebody.
are
We are
somebody.
somebody, and we're
You're.
gonna be somebody. We're not nobodies no more. We are somebody. How about that? Let's
Okay.
change it up a bit.
I
I
I am
know, I know.
somebody. I am somebody that is
Yes,
on the track of getting other people to promote. Also,
yes.
that also
But
that I was gonna go back to saying like with the donations, I tell people, hey, if you donate like $5, fund I'll fund a advertising for another day, or so on and so forth, right? So, because I
yeah,
notice when I tell people, hey, if you like it, tell a friend or whatever. Most people don't really do that, or I can't really tell if other people do that. So that's why I tell people, if you like it, just throw me $1, throw me $5, or so it'll go into an avenue that really is really good at letting people know. But that's me.
yeah. And the thing is too, like, I know, I understand. Like, some of this shit can get frustrating. It's just like, man, I'm fucking putting out my work. Excuse my language. I get passionate about this stuff. It's like I'm putting out the work. I'll watch my language, and it's like, yeah, I want to put it out, and I'm working my butt off, and it's like, yeah, but it's like one of those things, like, not everyone's gonna see, yeah, but if you're consistent, and I'm learning this myself too, but if you're consistent, and you stay on it, then people see you, um, little by little, just chips away. Like, people will start seeing it. It does, and I guess in some way, it pushes you towards that algorithm. Like, but you just gotta be there, just show up. But I understand. Like, I've had my days. I had a night where barely no one showed up, and I was like, hey, you know what? And I guess it was my fault. I was like kind of at the low energy stage. I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna call it a night. No one's barely here. And I thought back on it. I was like, man, I should have just stayed, and I should have just, even though if there was like one person there, or even two or whatever, I still should have hung in there and been there for them. And I didn't. And but those little things I start learning. But yeah, it's like,
I think it's one of those
it's
things
kind of
that
like that.
it's one of those things where it doesn't have a clear right answer, honestly,
Yeah.
because you have to look after your own mental health when it
Hey,
comes to that.
you're right.
And it's
True.
cool that that person showed up, but if you're just always like holding out for that one person, like, and that one person doesn't like help you pay the bills, then
Yeah.
you're going to going to
You're
crash
gonna
out.
eat it.
Yeah, you're gonna crash out.
Yeah.
So you gotta,
I
yeah.
mean, you have to be honest about it, yeah. But it's like one of those things, you're just putting up this. I guess it's like, well, stand strong, even though if no one shows up. But damn, and I understand. I understand. It feels a little uh, demoralizing in some way, but it's like no, man, like. But at the same time, you're like not trying to screw your mental health up as well. It's just like,
Yeah, it's really, yeah, you it's you got to, I'm pretty sure they'll understand, because showing up every, like, the hardest part is showing up every day. Like, as long as you just show up, I
yeah,
think you're good. Like, for me, I haven't been showing
yeah,
up to like work on the comics because I've been more consistent on playing games on my channel, than actually working on the comics, because for the longest time I've just been trying to earn money, doing commissions, and yeah, just doing commissions and trying to find a way to make the advertising work. Because I go to advertising because I had been trying to get seen by the algorithm for several years, and I'm like, this isn't working. YouTube doesn't know who my audience is, and it doesn't seem like they're trying to figure out what my audience. So when I put money behind it, when I put money behind like Facebook ads, I can tell the the program or like whatever meta, like this is who I'm going for. People in this region, like people in like
Yeah.
America, Canada, the European Union, Australia, New Zealand, in Japan, and France, and Belgium. Lemay says, "Hey, cool guys. Hey, what's going on, Lemay?
What's going
Uh,
on, LeMay? I can't even see the comments, but what's going on?
I can read the comments. Don't worry. I'm streaming with 7th October. I should
Yes.
I should probably put an at there. See.
Just for a second, and then put it back because it was like old. I'm back. Sorry.
Everything looking good. Everything's looking good. Awesome.
Very good.
Video starting with. Actually, yeah, I can do the at here. Yep, there we go. Save. Yeah, I can add your at in the title. There we
Okay.
go.
All right.
So you're going to be notified after this. Anyway, yeah. So what I've been doing, I'm going to sketch along. Awesome! Everybody sketch. Everyone's here sketching. Everyone was kung fu fighting. Yeah. So
Like,
go ahead.
like right now, even like this whole, because like right now, like, are you more concerned? Like I understand there's this whole like indie space thing or whatever, but are you more like you get to a point where you're more concerned about like how you're gonna build things up and how you're gonna do it, and then at some point you're just like, well, I understand there's an indie space, but you, in some ways, you have to step away from it for a bit and just kind of do your own thing, so you
I
don't get caught up in the whole, you know.
yeah. I mean, I've been doing that for like a year or so. Like I think yeah, since last year. It has to be since last year. I've stepped away from like the indie space, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I can't really help anybody until I help myself first. And literally, nope. The one thing that I've learned trying to be in a space is that no one will ever pay attention to you unless you have unless you have results. Period. And those results don't even always have to be right. And
Yeah.
you really have to help yourself first before you can tell other people, hey, this is what you need to do. And even then, they're not going to pay attention to you if they just don't like you, right?
Oh yeah, believe me, I understand that. I understand. And it's
Yeah.
like one of those things too. It's yeah. I have my feel of those kind of people. I understand. I totally freaking understand that. But it's
So,
also one of those things where you're trying to find. It's like, okay, go for it first. I'm gonna let you
yeah,
because you're going from where you're coming from.
yeah, because like where I'm coming from is try, I've had a whole course, right? I put it for free. I had the course for free on my YouTube. I think I called it like how to market your comics for free online or whatever.
Yeah.
And I tried several different platforms, and I just ranked it like how effective they were of trying to do what I was trying to do with my market, with my what's the word, with my strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no money in doing literally anything that I was trying to do. Mostly because that I had to be reliant on an algorithm that doesn't that doesn't have a frame of reference of what I'm trying to make or who I'm trying to market
Yeah.
it. And the current arc that I'm in now, I'm taking money off of out of my investments. I'm being the guy that will do what no other indie comic person will. That is just find an effective way to pay for
Hmm.
advertising, because a lot of people will either just post it on like the popular webcomic hosting sites and
Yeah.
use the free methods of promotion by just like posting on Twitter or Instagram and hope that something goes viral and be done with it.
And it's not like it. And the thing is, it doesn't like sometimes like when I get a chance, like I'll post stuff on Instagram, but at the same time, it's like at some point you can boost it. You will have to boost it if you really want to get eyes on it.
And, and it's the funny thing is boosting it, like it
Yeah.
doesn't really help because they're pretty much counting on you for not knowing what to do. They like when you see like the
Yeah.
whole boost thing, they're expecting
Yeah.
you to like not know ins and outs of Google Tag Manager or like setting up your Google Pixel. Oh, it's not Google, but Facebook like Metapixel to track the people who stops by, track the purchases, track every X, Y, and Z, the analytics, so you can scale
Yeah.
your venture, right? And it didn't take me
Yeah.
up to like now spending like hundreds of dollars of thinking like why doesn't this work, and then I just like an extensive googling and just looking at YouTube videos to where I stumbled upon like how to set up a Google Tag Manager. Um, until like the guy was kind of comforted me saying, "Hey, yeah, if you're having a hard time setting up your Facebook pixel on your website, don't worry. It's kind of meant to be like that because if you're trying to
That's it's kind of supposed to be like that.
yeah, because if you try to follow like Facebook's guide of setting up analytics or
Oh,
conversions, it will break itself generally. So the
that's good to
recommended,
know that.
yeah, I don't like it's either intentional or or just a sign of not malpractice, but
Negligence.
negligence or incompetence of like how to do a good automated system. But people say just go to Google Tags Manager and link your face and link it to your Facebook. So the link that will first link the Google Tag Manager to your website, and then link the Google Tag Manager to Facebook Pixel, so everything can work like flawlessly and easily. And if you want to change anything, you change it in the Google Tag Manager. And like Facebook will make it so complicated because they'll say, "Hey, you can use this middleman program or this middleman program," and every middleman program will cost like $100 for a
Yeah.
result that you don't know if it's gonna work out. But then Google Tag Manager says like, "Oh yeah, you can just like do this for free, and it's
And you're
easy."
like,
And nobody,
I swear, man.
and that's not like
Then they try to
public
make things
knowledge.
harder.
Yeah, they just make it hard. Yeah, and it's
I mean,
not
like they're trying
really. Go
to.
ahead.
It's not human friendly.
Yeah,
I mean, go ahead.
yeah. So right now, what I'm doing is tracking whatchamacallit, people who stop by my what was it my Purgatory Academy
Yeah.
blog and see and like I just track like who they are, and when I do a repurposing campaign I can just like be I can take from that information and tell people, hey, if you haven't before and if you like the story, or maybe send a donation, you know. That's
Yeah.
going to be like the second campaign. So the first campaign is like $5 a day, and that's pretty inexpensive. um just do a campaign and just tell like lead people to there and make sure that there is at least a way for you can get your back, like saying setting up donations, or if you really don't care, you can just put Google AdSense on that blog so you can get a little bit money back. But I don't know. I think having it like ad free, I'll say like, hey, if you want to keep this ad free, it, like offer like $5. So I can this campaign for another day. You know? But
Yeah,
this is still like a very early sign. I'm hoping that Facebook find not yeah Facebook finds some people, looks at the blog and say yeah I'm just and just wants to donate a little bit, and they get like
yeah.
an archive version.
Sort of a almost like a so that shows like somewhat like appreciation that you show that you appreciate them for taking the time to. Is that what that? I mean, you're
Yeah,
kind of adding a little more extra to it. Um, but yeah, no, like like some things like I also learned and something I'm gonna start that I'm doing is like I'll have future projects and I'm gonna quit talking about them. I'm just gonna I'll talk about them after they get dropped.
yeah,
Like that's another thing I'm learning with this space and this whole thing. Like right now I'm working on several other things and I'm not gonna say when they're gonna drop. It could be tomorrow, it could be next month, it could be in a year, but it's like one of those things like I'm just gonna start being vague like that. And people don't need to know what I'm doing. I mean, I'll give them a little bit when it comes to the advertising and stuff, but like when major projects drop, I'll just let it drop and I won't say shit about it. Excuse the language. I won't say anything about it until that day, and
yeah.
then advertise the heck out of it. But right now, what I've learned is just to kind of be quiet and just build inventory in silence. Kind
Yeah,
of build your forge your sword in silence.
yeah, that's a good
And that's how I'm approaching this now. And I'm not going to say what my next projects are. But I'll be very vague about it. But at the same time, like, why do they need to know? Like, why do the people in the indie space need to know what I'm doing? Like, I don't know where the hell I'm going with this, Mason.
that's fine. I mean, like if you're at that stage of like wanting to advertise it, like hit me up, dude. I know how I can like set you up so you know what you're
Yeah,
doing, and yeah, because it took me a couple $100 to get the knowledge that I have right now, and it's usually
too.
and you kind of
But it's
have to do that.
working though.
Yeah, I want like we'll see as soon as I get like one donation from somebody that I
Yeah.
don't know, I'll be like, okay, it's working.
And
But I
that's what you want. And that's
yeah,
the thing too. Like, have you ever thought about going to book clubs and stuff? See, everyone always
yeah.
talks about going to conventions and stuff, but one thing I'd like to try is book clubs.
I haven't done any book clubs yet, mostly because I haven't found like
Man, they are
book clubs
everywhere. I
around my area.
dude, I'm sure you have a lot. I didn't even realize how many book clubs and signings are around here, especially if you have a book. And that's kind of overlooked. It's one of those things that you should definitely look into. Um, Book clubs
Oh,
because
just reminded me.
uh,
Did you know that literally anybody can do a book signing at Barnes and Noble? And you don't have to have a
no,
book. Yeah, you don't even have to have a book in Barnes and Noble. Book signing. Just go to your local Barnes and Nobles and say like, "Hey, I'm a local artist. Like, can I do a book signing?"
yeah,
Be like, "Heck yeah!" Like, do you have a and
heck
like,
yeah,
yeah, they're like, "Heck yeah, we can do that here." And you don't really
oh
have to
heck
have a
yeah,
book with them, but they say they prefer you to have a
oh
book, but that's free. That's like putting your
yeah,
book up on Barnes and Nobles is as easy as putting it up on Amazon, right? But the reason why they
yeah,
prefer you to do it on Barnes and Noble so they can actually print, like prepare to print books for you, and they can
uh,
actually track how many sales that you've gotten on. Yeah, they can track how many sales you've gotten during that convention, and if you get enough sales from that convention, they'll put your book on their shelves.
fuck yeah, heck yeah, dude, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I was looking at this video the last time I was streaming. Yeah, Lamai was there. I remember. It was about how like a manga took over the Western market, and it
Uh-huh.
and what was very interesting is that he never talked about politics. The he
Good.
talked about literally what manga did that the comic books didn't do was was like move out of the comic book shops and into bookstores like Barnes and Nobles.
Yeah.
Like
So comic
yeah,
books never did that.
yeah, comic books they were like, no, we stay here. But like the people pushing manga, they weren't like like the Viz Medias and Tokyo Pops. Like when they were like in their they're like, no, we're just gonna push it. They're like, no, people in comics are not gonna read manga. But they want to like chase a different audience because the people that was pushing manga at that time, they weren't comic readers. They're like, we have to like carve out a market. We have to like carve out a market. We'll just sell it as graphic novels, and
Huh.
they push
Yeah,
those
that's
their comics
right.
as graphic novels in Barnes and Nobles, not Barnes and Nobles, but like bookstores, and it did better. No, it didn't do better, but because it did have its like booms and busts. Because of like if you're selling as comics, the one thing that I remember from having
Yeah.
a conversation with um, a cover artist, so I remember them saying that comic books like they're no different than trading cards. The only money in comic
Interesting.
books is
Yeah.
like making variant covers and rarities and stuff like that.
And that's why they do that a lot on the Kickstarter stuff.
Yeah, that's why you see a lot of that's why I see a lot of stuff on Kickstarter like that. Yeah, it is.
Now, would you personally do a Kickstarter?
I did several and they don't work. And here's why I don't think Kickstarters will ever work if you're somebody of my notoriety. Because Kickstarters usually work if you have an established target, an established base to market it to,
Audience.
an established
Yeah.
audience. It's one of those things where it's like the paradox of popularity, where if you like, it's cool like if you need it, but like when you actually need it and you don't have anything, it's not gonna work out. Gone are the days of what was it, potato salad, and just setting something up and then people,
I
people will
remember
come.
that.
Yeah, those days are
Yeah.
over. That's like old internet stuff. That's
That's
considered.
ancient history.
Yeah, that's ancient history. Because like the internet of today, like that will never happen. And
Oh, hell no. Well, heck no. Yeah, of course not. No. It wouldn't fly. It was like, no, man.
yeah, so
And also, like, oh, just to add to the whole Kickstarter thing, like, and I also think, even like, and I've brought it up in my other videos, it's like one of those things too. It's like, the trust, in Kickstarter, like when you're a creator, like a lot of people got screwed over on that from other creators,
yeah,
where they get the money but they don't deliver the product, and then people started getting kind of iffy about it with newer creators. I'm just speculating, I'm just theorizing, I could be wrong. And
yeah,
it's kind of like becomes taboo in a way. It's like, oh, I don't know if I want to fund something on there. They're a new creator, I don't know. I got kind of screwed over last time.
yeah. And not only that,
But
you have to really know like who your editors are, because
yeah.
you can think of some people that are your competitors where they're really not. You know what I mean, I don't think people like
Mhm.
on Webtoon are my competitor because I have completely different goals. I have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because some people on Webtoons, they're like their goal is to just make content and leave it be, and like their comics, their content, and hope that Webtoons will or what have you, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's because of that convenience as God has made people like fall into. See, you know what I mean? Of
Yeah.
like, yeah, like somebody else is working on the advertising, so I don't have to do it. So that'll be cool. That'll be it. So like it's you know what I mean? So like I'll leave it to them, and if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. Oh well. At least I had fun. But for me, I kind of want
Yeah.
to make this into a thing. I've been wanting to do that,
Yeah.
and I've been wanting to do
You
that for
put in all
like
that work
ever.
into it.
Yeah, exactly. To the point where I'm like, I
I mean,
can't rely on these guys, and even if I did, like
exactly.
the handouts that they give their creators is stupid. To the point where you would like if you were pulling the same amount of numbers on webtoons as you did on
Mhm.
your own website if you were running ads, like like the most basic ad services would pay you way more than like webtoon, and so it makes sense. And like the only thing that they have over doing it yourself is that they say that they have the largest the largest viewer base when it comes to like readership, and they still run
Yeah.
ads. So I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, just like find a way to like get yours. Well, of course, like there's got to be like some money up, but it's what's been like troubling a lot of people, like what to do.
Yeah. Like I don't know, like it's like one of those things too, like I'm with you on that. Like, I've had a Kickstarter, and you probably know it didn't do so well. And it's the whole popularity thing too, I guess, as well, yeah. And, it failed. And I was always at the point where I was like, eh. And you know what? I ain't gonna lie. It's it's one of those things like, well, I have the book done. I even let the people know, like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, again, it goes back to you have to have your audience first. It doesn't matter if you have something done, you need to build your audience first and then let them know about the product at hand.
Yeah. I'm always on the side of always have find a way to like scale it. I'm always thinking about scalability. Like, what's next? How do I make this big? Like, if this works, how can I make this bigger? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so with me, I stop doing certain actions if I can't find an answer of how do I make it scale. Like at first, I was doing like selling books at flea and farmers market. I do sometimes when I feel like I just want, you know,
Yeah.
make some like pocket change. Um, but I don't take that seriously anymore because it's not scalable. You know what I mean? And that's why I always
So
go.
like, so that's,
What?
you say it's not scalable. Like, you can't. I mean, it's just like something that you'll do, kind of like off, not off the side, but just now. What do you mean like scalable? Like you?
Like something that will, uh, like some like I know what it means, but it's like when it comes to putting it to words, I'm not
Something
that
that would
good.
rise and
Yeah, something that will like rise without
or
as
shrink.
yes, straight like rise with little input, with like the same amount of input, right?
Mm.
So like I do get like sales. Like every time I go out, I get sales, right?
Okay, well, that's good.
I will have somebody that will ask me about what my books are. I tell them about it, and they're like, "That's cool. I want to support you." Right? And the common things that I find is that people who want to support me, they want to support me and not really book. You know what I mean? And that's like
I
the
see.
and that's and like
I feel
one
you
way
on
that I
that.
try to like mitigate that is go live so people know who I am and my personality. But that still
Yeah.
doesn't translate like book sales. So my adventure that I'm on currently is to say, here's my gun on the table. This is what I make. Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if you think it's dope, consider like giving me like $5. Like if you don't have to give me $5. You can give me less, you can give me more, but consider giving me like at least $5, right?
Yeah, like
So I can show it
yeah.
to more people.
Okay.
And well, that's like where I am right now. I will see what will come of it in the week, and I'm probably gonna have a crash out if that doesn't work. But after I have that crash out, I'll probably come up with something else.
It's
You know?
you know, like even doing this whole stuff, doing this in general, like doing the whole indie business or just doing your own publication, like it is one of those things where you're always testing the waters and you're seeing, like, you know, like for instance, like I said, you know, for I'm about to do this new thing, but also still work on Undergod, of course. But like, but I have to open up some new venues. I have to expand a bit. You know, I need more. I need more menu. Need I need more items on my buffet. You know,
Yeah.
and I ain't got that. So
Yeah, I
I
feel
just
that.
feel, you know, going back to the whole thing, like you have your whole inventory, your catalog, all that stuff, and then when you need to market, take a week, take a few days to market. You know, it's like, and then because you can focus on that and not. For me personally, I that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do. This is like one of those things. It's just I can't. I mean, I can sit there draw and then okay, well, at 5 o'clock I'm gonna stop drawing and then I'm gonna go back and try to advertise this thing. Me, I'm just like, no, we're gonna draw all day. We're gonna knock this out. Uh, then we'll pick a day in the future to, you know, advertise this. But when I do advertise or market, it's very light. It's very light. You know, I'll post something up. You know, I'll say something about this or that, but I never really like hard on it. You know, like where I'm just doing it like every day, 4 times a day,
Hmm.
a week. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not at that point yet, and that's what I want to do. But right now, I'm just not comfortable with what I have at the moment, and what, you know, I don't feel like I have enough to be able to do that.
I feel that.
It's like you know, it's just a personal thing, and it's just me theorizing, and I just want to see what happens when these new products drop, and then when I advertise it and see what happens from there. You know.
I remember hearing in like a general business sense that it's it's easy to have you should probably have like 5 different products because
Hmm.
statistically one of those 5 products will be the real money maker.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's very true, and I believe that. I mean, you know, like I said, I was theorizing on it, but yeah, I mean, I believe that. That's what I believe.
Yeah, so like I, for the so that's why I've been I wouldn't say that's the reason of like why I
Mm.
have like so many projects, and I'm also still thinking about the novella. Like I haven't worked on that in months, mostly because of I'm in a headspace of I need to make one thing work, or at least find like a bite of something that works online so I can scale it. And after I
Yeah,
find out how to scale it, I can be in full creativity mode. I can finally be on rest when it comes to marketing mode, and then I can go
yeah,
full blast on full scalability. Because one thing that I don't see other like independent creators do is put money behind advertising. And I don't think they can't do it, but I've talked to a lot of creatives, and
yeah.
marketing and ads are something that they never think about. It's usually
It's important.
it is important, but it's something that they don't think about.
Yeah,
And I think it's mostly because I was there. I was a kid. Like people who like marketers don't care about seeing any not seeing anything. Marketers don't care about the product. They just care about making. But like if you're
yeah,
going to do this like a solo comic entrepreneur, like you gotta figure out like okay, how do I make this into a thing where I can help people out? Well, not help people out, but like I can help myself out. You know what I mean?
You know what? Real quick, I remember on Instagram, I paid for a boost on my one.
Wait,
Was even fun.
stop.
Go
Yeah, your
ahead.
mic was. Okay, say that again.
Okay. How do I sound? Or do I sound?
Wait, let me leave and come.
Let me try.
Yeah,
How do I sound?
can you leave and come back? You're sounding roboting. You're roboting.
Yeah. Let me try. Seconds.
Oh wow.
Okay. Sounding.
Oh, you're. Oh, I. Hmm.
Oh,
Not that great still.
let me turn my mic and turn it off.
Wait, let me see if it's a problem with me. Sorry.
Okay, I'm back. All right.
Oh, okay, so it's probably a problem with me. Video details, average pings. Let me try this again. Um. Ugh. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Let's see if this is.
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear all right. Okay, you were saying?
Okay. Like, okay, I put out an advertisement for Under God Volume One on Instagram. I put this out because I was the book. It wasn't like out on the store yet, you know. Like I was like finishing up some of the loose ends, like finishing up the uh the last bits of getting it before they went to the printer. And I remember when I boosted the post for Under God Volume One, and I was just testing it out. I wasn't like serious with it. I was like, let me put this little commercial up. Let's see, just to see what it did. I just wish at that point I had the website and I had the product done and all that stuff, and then did that advertisement. But as I was testing it out, I put it out there. That thing got over 27,000 views. And I'm like, okay. And the thing was like, had I known or had I had that on there, I felt that it would have, done something. Somebody would have seen that. But as a lesson learned. But now I know, before I do that again, this time I want more inventory, more products, and more books, and then try that again. But be more prepared. I want to be more prepared before I drop a bunch of cash on that.
You remember how much money did you put?
Like $10.
Oh wow.
It wasn't a lot. I was just, like I said, I was just testing it out. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
$10 for that day. So it was like, and it surprised me. I was like, I was just thinking maybe like 100, maybe 200 people, but nah. I have to screenshot it, or you can go to my Instagram and check it out actually. But yeah. So we do all have different approaches on how we're going to go about this and stuff. But at the same time, it's just everyone is going to do this differently, or also copy the blueprint. Like a lot of the Kickstarter stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's a certain blueprint.
Wait, give
Like
me a second.
okay,
Okay, it's
okay.
I don't know why.
Like does it keep cutting out?
No, the thing is just lying to me. Restream is just lying to me, saying that I'm not live. I wasn't streaming. Okay.
I know I'm streaming.
I was like, why? Like, why does it say I'm not streaming? But, yeah, I fixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like,
that's the approach, and even being a new, as an owner and a business owner, and you're a self publisher. Like you're always constantly looking at what can you do to improve, or what are you doing, like, or what can you add to your business. There, chromed out little ball.
hey, that's a really cool ball. The cool
Nice.
ball. Okay. So, I think we're getting on to. Wait, how long have you been streaming? Okay. We can
We've been
probably
an
stream for like
hour.
an hour. It says I've been live for like 40. I mean, we can like
Oh, okay.
we talk for like 15 more minutes. Probably call it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Is anyone else in the chat too?
Nothing new in the chat. But I'm thinking about like yeah, like I know like what you're doing with Undergod. Like it's really going to, if you can just know how to like funnel it. I don't think you will have
Yeah.
as much problems as I have because people are drawn to your style.
Oh,
Like
I did
it's
tell you. I'm sorry. I don't
like
want to cut you off, but I want to
yeah.
interject. Did I ask you to put an ad in the second volume yet?
Oh, you did.
Okay, cool, cool.
I
All
was,
right, we'll go
like
ahead and continue
I
because I
did.
want to make sure your work gets out there too.
Oh, thank you.
You got to be seen. So this is the part of the community and networking. I've asked a few other creators to put ads in Undergod Volume 2 and even Undergod Volume 3 and so forth. And when we get off of here, I'll let you know something as well, and I'll give you a heads up on that.
Okay,
It's
cool.
very important. But go ahead.
Yeah. So
I didn't mean to cut you off.
so like what I was thinking about was
I'm so sorry.
no, you're fine, you're fine.
You said about funneling Undergod.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
like if you figure out how to funnel under, then I would say like that would be an easily scalable like project. My like our approach is like very different and like that's fine, but like my approach is usually like have it done first. Not have it done like make it first and then make it perfect later.
I
So
see.
because when you think about I have to do this or X, Y, and Z first, then like it's easy for you to like, just move the goalpost, and it'll take a lot longer for you to learn anything because you just pushed back learning because you give yourself like arbitrary prerequisites.
I mean,
Like the reason why
but
like I'm just going off of my own experience because like I've
yeah,
learned I know as much as I do now because I'm like, all right, I'll do it now and I'll learn. I'll be open to say like, okay, this is a failure. Why was this? And then I'll pivot because a lot like for me personally, I don't have any mentors in this like at all. Usually in this because
you're
when
just
I
going by your own fruition. You're just going by your own.
yeah
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just usually going off of like what I've learned that was fake, and if I have an idea, I'll just like go to like freaking some chatbot and be like, okay, this is what I do. How do I set it up? Right? Because
Yeah.
chatbots have a better understanding, like actual YouTube tutorials sometimes, and they know like, and because they scan the internet of like how to set everything up. So I usually go to like the chatbot to say like what's the most efficient way of like setting up, because that's how I did it with ads. Because before I was just using YouTube tutorials, and like the YouTube tutorials were like super vague, and not only that, because like
Oh yeah.
yeah, because when you like try to look up like how do I sell a book like an ebook on the internet, they just tell you to they just like the things that show you is setting up a pay hip, you know what I mean? Or not pay hip, or
It's
like
a
setting up
run
like
around.
yeah run around, or just setting up like a Gumroad just to sell like like Alice in Wonderland or something like that,
Yeah.
like a royalty free book. And like every time I see, I've been to a point of like researching of like if I see another one of those videos of saying like, oh yeah, here's how you sell Alice in Wonderland on Gumroad for like $5. I want to like suplex that person because I'm like, no.
Through the computer. Yeah.
I mean, they don't like yeah. I don't see that stuff anymore because everybody who like does that grift. They just moved on to like making AI books, which is like,
Oh, God,
yeah,
that's sacrilege. That's like, yeah, be an AI artist.
like not even just AI artists. They'd be like, okay, here's how do you do a diet or whatever. They just look it up on ChatGPT. They tell it to tell uh like a 50-page like ebook on how to diet,
Yeah,
and then boomers buy it. And that's
that
also
rhymed.
that's why I put like I was thinking about it early today because I was thinking about like on Facebook ads on your campaign you get to set up like who's gonna be your age range. It's like 18 to I said it's like 18 to 35 at first, and then I was
Yeah,
like actually the people who will probably have the most money are boomers, so I put it to like 18 to like 65.
18 to.
To
Yeah,
like infinite because I have no idea if there's gonna be like
yeah.
some
Why
boomer
not?
that's like, oh yeah, I like this kid's doodles. Let me just give him like $120,000.
Yeah, it's like don't limit yourself on that. I mean, like that's the thing. Yeah, don't. Yeah, 18 and infinite is was in is how I look at it because you never know if someone's 100 years old that wants to read comics and manga.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to the boomers, but it's yeah because they if they're spending that money on like AI stuff, they'll spend it on something that actually. Um, but one thing that I've learned so far is like despite everybody's like hatred for like chatbots, like they really are they are super helpful when it comes to tutorials on how to set up like ads. Cuz I like with like how I do it, I usually like
Hmm.
have a campaign tend to like I don't know, like $5 to $15 a day, and I have 3 ad sets of one of like 3 completely different demographics to see, not demographics or
Yeah,
audiences to see like which is the best performer, and one would be like just letting the algorithm do its thing, like open. Another one would be targeting the genre, or and the next thing will be like targeting the of the books, and I see like which of the 3 is like the best performing out of all of them, so I can zero in on like what will capture the most people's attention. And like it also helps
I
me out.
see.
Yeah, and I give it like a quick I like give the chatbot like a quick synopsis of the book, and then it'll write me some ad copy, and I change it to like how I would write it down, and change it to like how I would write it, just giving me like several ideas because some copy will entice people like some people more than you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And then after that, I'll just like
but 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 at this point, like, well, hopefully, uh, you move forward in your business endeavors, and even with your, I want to say projects, I say your approach to this whole marketing thing, because I mean, I'm there with you as well, man. I am with you on that. I'm learning as well. Um, I do wish you the best on that, and like again, like you're always open and you're always welcome to, because the thing is like in a way too, and I'm starting to see this. I know this whole indie space, and I'm like, forget it. But at the same time, I do want to have other uh, creators be seen, as well. Like if I have my book, and if I can put ads of other creators in there, and vice versa, then we're all good, Like to me, I feel that's like in a way like communicating or like creating a community, because it's not just about what I'm doing; it's about who else is doing what.
yeah,
And
like
that's the thing I'm willing to put aside, like to pay for the space to put in the book to be like, yeah, I want your ad to be in this book, no charge, because I feel that you need to be seen, like. So I'm reaching out to other creators as well, because this is what I'm doing for now on in the future. So yeah,
okay, I feel that. I feel that.
you know, and I
I think
hopefully it all makes a difference and uh, gets us connected, and also I want you to make sales as well.
one thing
I
that
don't.
one thing that I want to do is like if I find a way to, like make I want to bring back the like to check this artist out on my blog or something like that,
Hmm.
because like if the blog goes well, and I know if the blog goes well, if like I get what call it, not viewerships but like donations, I want to implement saying like, hey, check out this artist at the end of like a blog, just like on like one of it, on a chat, like a sponsored artist for a chapter maybe.
Yeah. See, and
And
I just think
yeah,
it looks so cool too. And on top of that, aesthetically as well.
yeah,
It's like one of those things where yeah, they see your work in the book, but when they flip to the back or wherever, and they see other people's works, their advertisements, and the potential of like what's out, to see what's potentially out there, instead of like saying, okay, well, this is this creator, fucking, where am I going, Ralph? But that's how I feel. I just feel that we need to, in a way, to me, if I can put back to the community, put back to other creators. I mean, I know there's creators out there that they wouldn't even give you the time of the day. One of those things. But still, me personally, I just feel doing this. I'm not asking to be a Samaritan or asking for anything in return. To me, I'm just like, I would like to have eyes on other people's projects as well.
yeah,
So,
I get that.
and to me, this is me in a way like communicating or networking, and so I'm willing to do that, to put you guys' and everyone else's ads in my books.
I
So
feel
yeah.
I feel that. I heard that was like a really um I don't know where, but I heard that sentiment is like very good, like being and just like like having uh yeah, just having like a network or an association
Yeah.
when people like read the books, or they just stop by and they say, oh yeah, this looks pretty cool, advertising. I want to try,
And
yeah, I want to try that, but I for me I don't like doing anything unless I know like one thing is success, because I
but
tried.
that's the thing.
I remember one thing
You
I
gotta take risks.
no,
You
here's the
gotta
thing.
take risks.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
I remember when I was posting 3 times a week on my newsletter, and what I did, I just went up to people when I went to like comic cons or what have, or just like events, and I said like, hey, I just like built a rapport with people, being like, hey, what's going on? I asked a couple questions, and I asked for their cards. And I would put their business
Yeah.
cards at the end of my newsletter. And one thing that I noticed is that the vast majority of people that I promote and I ping them, they don't reciprocate. They don't even say a thank you. Right?
Uh, I
The
see. Well, damn.
yeah,
That's that's shallow. I'm sorry. It's like, damn, you promoted me. I'm gonna say thank you, or like do the
yeah.
same thing. So like
And
when you're reaching out to other creators that
no,
not someone like,
I met them in
you know,
person. Yeah, I met them in
oh,
person, and I tell them, I give them my thing, and I say like, I give them my card or I give them my information. And like,
yeah,
oh yeah, I do this. I'm letting other people know. I have a newsletter where I like post my comics, and at the end I show, like, I say like, oh yeah, here's an artist that I met IRL. Check them out, right? And like when
yeah,
I say like, you got to have a business card first. And then after I do that,
yes,
I put them in my newsletter. And then after I send that newsletter with their card, with their information, I go to I go to them on Instagram or Twitter or whatever they're at, and I said like, hey, I mentioned you on my thing. Sometimes I say, oh, that's cool. Most of the time, silence.
and
So
nothing.
nothing. So that made me a little bit jaded. So I
And
was
and it
like,
sets you a certain way. I understand. It kind of, it's like getting your hand burned. You're like, man, I don't know if I want to do that again.
yeah. So
So
I would do that if I was already getting money
Yeah.
of like doing my own thing of like because I know people are looking at the blog because I'm paying for people. I'm paying Facebook to drive traffic to my blog. Get donations. So like if I was going to do that, I would do that for people I actually like, you know, and I want to see succeed. You know what I mean? And not just people that I'm like, hey, hey, I want to like promote you because even though they're not going.
Well, just
But
gotta
yeah,
get to the right people.
yeah, I got to get to the right people. Like
So yeah,
if I'm good by
yeah,
myself, then I'll be like open to be like, okay, I'm gonna make sure my inner circle is good, and then I'll probably
yeah.
branch out because that's where I am personally.
Well, and you know what? Well, we're in the same boat.
Yeah,
I understand. Um, but yeah. So when we get off the stream, how much time? Where were we at?
it's about closing time.
All right. Well, I'll tell you out of stream, and then I got to get ready to do some things.
All
But
right, sounds good.
yeah, thank you for having me on for real, man.
No, it's.
Seriously.
I'm glad things worked out
Yeah.
with a quick wait. Oh yeah, everybody's asking like, what does this background have to do with anything? I literally just threw it on, like,
I
but it
have to
looks
see
nice.
this.
But the background looks nice. I mean, it's just a nature shot of a leaf.
Oh, like very serene.
Yeah, we don't even have our name tags or nothing. This is literally a last minute thing. Anyway, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that'll be this stream. I'll be back on in like 20 minutes to play a game.
Oh, you're
All
about
right.
to stream? I'm about to
Yeah.
drop. Well, I do a video later,
All right.
but okay. But
Yeah.
thank you for having me on again.
No
Thank you.
problem. Anytime you want to jump on and like stream and draw some manga or just talk whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll see about getting you on, keeping on the pages, getting
Sick.
on the show.
Sick.
How
All
about
right.
that?
Signing out.